Alright, so I'm going to be opening up and disassembling this Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 5-15IIL05. Alright, this model name 81X3. Right, hopefully that's right. It's a little bit faded here. Okay, so first thing we're going to need is a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver, and we're going to remove all the screws from the bottom. One of the screws appears to be missing, but we're just going to remove all these screws. Keep them in order. I do that by putting the flat side down on my desk, and then I put the screws in the pattern I remove them. So if in this rectangular pattern, I just put them in that rectangular pattern. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove all these screws. If this video does help you guys, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can also work on their devices. Alright. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of messages I'm going to have to respond to real quick. Give me a second. I'm going to take all these screws out first, and then I'm going to respond to the messages, and I'll be back. Okay, remember there should be one screw there as well. The screws towards the front where the laptop opens are shorter than the rest, if you do happen to mix them up. Okay. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this laptop apart with my broken clavicle, because it's going to be hard to maneuver. Alright, I'll be back. Let me respond to some messages. Alright, I'm back. So let's go ahead and try and pop this cover off. So usually I look for a gap here, and then I'll try and get in with my fingernails. Okay, let's see if I can get through here. You can use pry tools if you don't have fingernails. We can also try a suction cup here. Sometimes that'll work, so let's try a suction cup. And it's kinda, but not really. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is go from the front opening area here. Okay, I'm gonna get my fingernails in the gap here and then push on the back here, not the trackpad, just the palm rest area. Okay, so just like that. As you can see, it popped out really easily. Okay, let's close this up. So now that we got the front out, we're gonna go along the sides kind of here and kind of just pull it up like this. There we go. This cover is coming out pretty easily. I don't know if the customer opened this computer before, so if yours doesn't open this easily, it could be the customer loosened it or something, or damaged the clips. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and continue removing the cover. Just kind of wiggle it around and lift it up. You might have to kind of hold the other side down. Let's see. Okay, I guess we have to just pry all the cover up like that. So here we go, we got this opened. All right, you can see inside. So the customer said that the computer turns on, but it doesn't have any display. It looks like they already kind of tried to work on it and move things around. So now I'm quite a bit worried, because I have a feeling that they took this cable out before removing the battery and draining the power. And if that's the case, they might have fried the backlight circuit. So I'm going to remove the battery first. Okay, so let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. I switched to a PH1 or JAS1 screwdriver bit. All right, again, it's very important that you guys follow these things step by step. I get customers or people on YouTube that ask me, like, do I have to remove this? Do I have to remove that? I mean, in some cases you don't, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's best that you just follow exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So it looks like these screws are all different sizes and lengths. So again, I don't know if the customer removed stuff. So this tutorial is going to be kind of not too good. Usually I don't like doing tutorials when I know that the customer messed with it already. Anyways, you'll lift the battery up like this. If you're wondering, the battery model number is here, L19C3PD6. Okay, so if you can't see that, I mean, you want to open yours to check the model number first. If you can't get the bottom cover off, then you probably don't want to attempt this repair. All right, so anyways, battery comes out. To remove it, let me zoom in actually. Okay, so here you can see the battery model number a little bit clearer. So to remove the battery, what I do is I kind of get the wings of the battery connector if I can. If I can't, then I'll just pull the connector, but I'll usually take the wings and I'll kind of just wiggle the connector as I slowly pull. And as you can see, it's really difficult to do that, so I might end up just pulling the wire. Okay, but you want to be careful. I like to pull the wire from up here like this, and you kind of just wiggle this a bit as you pull, and there you go, it pops out. All right, once you get that wire out, what you're going to do, open up the computer. All right, you want to be careful because now you don't have all the screws holding it. and then press and hold the power button for 10 to 15 seconds. All right. So we're going to hold this 10 to 15 seconds. This will drain any power from the logic board or the motherboard to prevent damage if you were to accidentally short something out. Again, the customer already opened this thing up, it looks like, so they probably might have already fried the screen connector or something. So that's why it's kind of important, if you don't know what you're doing, make sure you watch the video. Watch multiple of my videos, because sometimes I forget to mention some tips. Alright, anyways, you got there's not really much you can do in here. There's an M.2 SSD here. I think the RAM is soldered to the board. I don't see any replaceable RAM. Oops, let me zoom out. Okay, so you got an M.2 SSD here. I think it's PCIe NVMe. Let me see if I can find that information here. Yeah, it is a PCIe NVMe SSD. If you want, you can put the larger size SSDs. There's the screw there, and they put this bracket. You just take this one screw out, the whole thing should pop up, and you can pull that SSD out. If you're not sure how, I have videos on a bunch of other laptops showing the exact same process. You got the keyboard connector here, you got the trackpad connector here, keyboard backlight connector here, you got the fingerprint sensor connector here, you got this connector for the power button, as well as the SD card slot and the 2 USB ports here. So if this for some reason breaks, you can replace this whole board or this cable. Alright, you got this connector here for the speakers, and you got the wireless antennas here. The speaker connector, you kind of just grab the wings and wiggle it to pull it out. All of these have little latches that you just flip them up and then you can pull them out. So this one, the latch is on this side, this one, the latch is on this side, this one latches here, and latches here. And then this one, the latch is also here, it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna just unlatch the LCD LVDS connector. There's also one connector here, and I think this is for the webcam. All right. The DC jack is soldered to the board, the charge port, so if that breaks, then you're going to have to know how to solder, and you're going to have to remove the entire motherboard or logic board. The fan has a connector here. There's 2 screws. I don't know if they lost. Actually, I think the battery was holding that. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and undo the LCD LVDS connector. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see how these type of latch connectors work. All right, so it's just like this. There's a latch here. Flip that up. Once you do that, you can go ahead and kind of lift and pull this connector back. So again, I don't know, I think the customer might have damaged this. This doesn't look burnt because it's completely gone, the pin, so I think that's just how it was. Yeah, I don't see any gold pin there, so I think that's just how it was. We're going to reconnect this connector. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to contact the customer and let them know it might take longer. And also that it looks like they opened it up, so I have a feeling it's a motherboard issue. But all right, make sure flip that up, that the latch is flipped up, get the cable in completely, and then push that latch back down. Okay, we're gonna put the battery back in just temporarily to see if it's gonna turn on. I doubt it is because of what I said earlier, but let's go ahead and pinch the connector back into place, just like that. Get this lined up again. Oops, sorry, let's zoom back out. Get the battery all lined back up. I think I'm probably permanently damaging my clavicle, but all right, let's go ahead, and I'm gonna just put in 2 of these screws just so the battery doesn't move around when I go to test it. Okay. All right, and then let's go ahead and see if it will power up. So got those 2 screws in. Let's open this up. Let's see if there's is there a 1 key recovery on this button? Okay, so this has a 1 key recovery button. I'm gonna actually use that to power up the computer. So that way, if anything, oops, what did I do with my little SIM card tool? Okay, I'm gonna get like a little SIM card tool. You can use like a little needle or a broken or a bent out paper clip, small one. But there's a little hole on the side here. Let me see if I can show that. So right there, that's the 1 key recovery button. So if you push that, it puts the computer into like the boot options menu. And right now it's not even turning on, so I might have to ask them for their power cord, I think. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to ask them if they have the power cord. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. Alright, so the customer said that's the right charger, so I'm not sure what else to do with it. I'll try with an external monitor and just see what's going on, but most likely it's going to need motherboard repair, if the motherboard can even be repaired. So I'm going to put the battery screws back in, and then we're going to just let it charge. I'm going to try with an external monitor and see if maybe it's on. Look, they were even crushing the speaker cable here, so whoever worked on this before, they did a bad job. Alright. Alright, let's put all these screws back in. Alright. Go, and let's go ahead and put the cover back on. Alright, so I don't know where these cables are supposed to be. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be just loose wiggling around like this. That doesn't look right, and this looks like way too loose as well. So I don't know, but anyways, we're gonna just put it back together. Alright, just get it all lined up, snap these parts back together, and then we're gonna put all the screws back in. Okay, just like that. Switch back to the T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. I'm gonna plug this in just so it can charge up a little while I'm working on it. Alright. But that's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. I know it's just a quick look inside. But yeah, if it did help you, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. You're welcome to stay while I put the rest of the screws back in, but that's pretty much it. Alright, let's continue putting back all the screws. Okay, and then let's put back these 3 screws down here. Alright, and the last screw. Looks like they actually broke one of these screw mounts. I don't see the brass screw mount in there. Go, clip that back into place. Alright, and there we go. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.